Psalms 96 now. This is a psalm of praise. This is a psalm of joy and gladness again to the things that God has given. So, verse 1, O sing unto the Lord a new song. Sing unto the Lord all the earth. Sing unto the Lord, bless his name, show forth his salvation from day to day. Declare his glory among the heathen, his wonders among all people. For the Lord is great and greatly to be praised. He is to be feared above all gods. Now that's plurality, like we talked about in the last one and in some of the previous videos. It's interesting that they're, in the scriptures, the Hebrew scriptures here, and they acknowledge other gods are out there. They acknowledge the existence of the other deities that other nations and other people lived and followed, but they say our God is superior to your gods. Basically, they're not going, your gods are false. We have a God. It's kind of we are holding space. We're making room for you to have the God you want, but our God is better. Is kind of what they're talking about. But this idea of plurality of gods again is quite common in the Bible, actually, as you think about it. The Bible's not monotheistic as a lot of people think it is. Verse 5, in fact, for all the gods of nations are idols, but the Lord made the heavens. Now, this is an important point in this concept that we were just talking about, is they're saying that the other gods are just idols. They're stone, they're rock, they're inanimate objects, or they're just a physical object. There's nothing else to them. Abraham talked about this a lot in the book of Abraham, of, oh, look, and an idol fell over one day, and he's like, if you're a god, pick yourself up. And he didn't. It's just a piece of wood or a piece of stone or whatever, So, but God, the God, is the one that really made everything. He's a real God, not a fake God, if you will. Basically, it's really interesting. Verse 6, honor and majesty are before him, strength and beauty are in his sanctuary. Give unto the Lord, O ye kindreds of the people, give unto the Lord glory and strength. Give unto the Lord the glory due unto his name. Bring an offering and come into his courts. So bring an offering to him, come into his courts, talking about tabernacle and temple. That's some temple liturgy. Verse 9 then, O worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness. Fear before him all the earth. Say among the heathen that the Lord reigneth. The world also shall be established, that it shall not be moved. He shall judge the people righteously. Let the heavens rejoice, let the earth be glad, let the sea roar and the fullness thereof. Let the field be joyful and all that is therein, then shall all the trees of the wood rejoice before the Lord, for he cometh to judge the earth. He shall judge the world with righteousness and the people with his truth. So getting into Jesus Christ and Jehovah coming down to judge the world, the final judgment of everybody, to determine our final resting place. And it's interesting, they put a lot more justice in this concept of justice into here, of, oh, the wicked will get their just dues, the righteous will get their blessings, kind of a thing. But when you really think about what this means, when you think of the context of the atonement of Jesus Christ, everybody wins. I mean, really, it does. So and we're going to do a whole video on the plan of salvation, go watch, that talks a little bit more in depth of this. But because of the grace of Christ, we all win. Plain and simple. Yes, the wicked will be punished for their sins because they haven't repented. They haven't turned their sins over to Christ, which means they've got to pay some of the price for their own sins as well. They'll have to do that. That's the hell that King David talks about, that he will be saved from. It's kind of spirit prison hell, and then he will go to a degree of glory after that. The only people who do not win are the ones who've chosen not to. They've chosen to not accept the atonement and not go that direction. But the odds that anybody that we know would reach that level is so slim that it's in effect not an option. So we all win by default. Now, where we win as far as those 3 degrees of glory is up to our choices and our actions. That's where our works make the difference, not whether or not we go to a degree of glory. That was Christ's grace. That was his atonement for us, basically. So if somebody ever asks, hey, are we saved by grace? Yes, we are. Absolutely. because it's true. It's a very important point. So some wonderful truths we get to learn in there. Let's jump over to our next psalm as we continue to move forward through the book.